I have been waiting all day for this Kickstarter, but before we even dive into the Science Fiction Companion Kickstarter, we have to talk about the news. But we'll definitely be talking about that Kickstarter. And obviously, as you can imagine, the first thing in the newsletter this week was, well, in fact, the Kickstarter. So let me go in. I always have to share the screen. I don't know how people do it. They keep it so smoothly between all the different things going on. But let's go ahead and share over to the Kickstarter, or to the newsletter here. The Kickstarter is live. I have been avoiding all the links. I pretty much tried to stay off social media today to try to not see anything about it. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. I'm not even gonna read all this stuff because I don't want to, because I don't be spoiled by what we're gonna see in the Kickstarter. Also in the Kickstarter is the Kickstarter, or sorry, also the newsletter this week is the Kickstarter for the audiobook funding. I kind of mentioned this in the past live stream. You can go get the audiobook version of this great game, Savage Worlds, and you can get it for $40, but that's $40 actually includes the physical book and the PDF as well. So it's actually a really good deal if you can go check that out. The horror companion for Foundry has been released. And then if you can go talk about the Han Cluster, which is a setting for Savage Worlds, hasn't actually released yet, just the jumpstart. They're talking to Tracy Sizemore over at the Savage Universe on Thursday. Spotlight, City Guard Chronicles Anniversary Bundle is out. It is a sale for the 3 adventures for the City Guard Chronicles all together. I actually bought it yesterday, so let's go and click on over there. I should say I've had this yet. I own this title. Cool. But you can get this for I think it's like $225, I think, or something like that. Yeah, $225 for all 3 of them. And I've heard only good things about them. I haven't been able to dive in and read them yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And actually really looking forward to just running a game where you're playing as like city guards inside of a city, and kind of like looking at it from that perspective instead of going, the guards. I've also just finished listening to an audiobook for Terry Pratchett, where it's one of the city guard ones, and I'm kind of hoping maybe that plays out a little bit like this. Maybe not as much comedy, but still. There's I haven't had a chance to watch this yet. I apologize to the guys over at Savage GM. I haven't actually watched this video yet. I keep seeing my newsfeed, but I haven't had a chance to actually watch it. But it's a music video for Savage Worlds from, I don't know if it's just Carl. Carl Davis over at Table Talk Tango, also known as the Savage Worlds GM. So go check that out. Crowdfunding statuses. I got my horror companion. I didn't bring it over. It's still over there. Pine Box Middle School is going to be going out soon. Legend of Ghost Mountain will go on after that. Necessary Evil. And what I'm waiting for is the Savage Worlds 20th anniversary celebration files, as well as the Night Train files. And then now we can go over. No, we can't go to the Kickstarter yet. I'll mention a few other things real quick, and then we'll go over to the Kickstarter. The Sidewinder Recoiled. Oh, this is my payment stuff. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Nothing important. It's fine. This is the Sidewinder Recoiled for Savage Worlds. They're at 8 days left. You see, I was about to back it. Apparently, I didn't do that yet, but I was about to, and then I got distracted by some kids. 8 days left to go. They reached their goal. They got a few stretch goals. That's what those are called. Unlocked. This is unlocked. I saw the number. It's 7,000. So Sword Adventure done, and then this is the one that's really important to me, is getting those more edges. I think we all want to see more edges. Metal Gods of the Apocalypse. I'm not planning on backing this one personally, but a friend of mine did, so it's kind of why I'm curious what he says, and maybe I'll look into it later. Just doesn't seem like personally like my kind of game, but I could definitely see this as a really fun like small adventure for us, like a 5-session adventure. So looking forward to hopefully him running it, because I think it'll be fun for me to play in. Okay, all that being said, let's go look at the Kickstarter. I haven't seen it all day. This is my first look at it. Let's do it. All right. So as we kind of dive in, wow, $131,000. Oh, that just went up again. $131,000 out of the $4,000 goal. 1,300 backers already, and 29 days to go. We've only been out for it's 8 o'clock, so it's been out for about 8 hours, and this is huge. And now I'm actually trying to wonder, like, how much was the other Kickstarters that they did Like this is making me go like, well, how was the Fantasy Companion compare? Because that was a really, looked forward to. I probably should have searched Savage Worlds and then Fantasy Companion. Savage Worlds Fantasy. Did they do the Fantasy Companion on here? They may not have. They may have done it on their other one. All right, so it's not gonna be easy for me to find, but $131,000 is a lot of money to raise so quickly. A Kickstarter, so that's awesome to see. Let's go in to kind of take a look at things. I like to start with the rewards personally. I'm going to read the rest of it, but I really want to I want to see what kind of rewards we got. That's the exciting spot. All right, for $30, you get the digital PDF, all good there. We get $60 the print PDF, which also comes with the art type cards and the PDF. We're just keep going. Is that just is that the way? Okay, it's another one. There we go. Sci-Fi bundle. This is going to come with the PDF, the art type cards, the adventure PDF, the PDF for the figure flats, and then the action deck and the vehicle cards. So you can get the figure flats here. And then we come down to the sci-fi print bundle. So this is going to be everything up here, pretty much, plus things down, plus everything else in print. So you get the cards, you get the art type box, you get the action deck. Ooh, adventures. Was that up here? Yeah, okay, science fiction adventures. The funny thing is that's probably gonna be the thing that tempts me the most into the print bundle. I like the other things. I have so many action decks. I don't feel like I need more action decks. The pawn set's definitely good. I think I probably don't have enough, or I don't have any pawns probably for science fiction. So it's actually probably a good spot there. So I might go with this one. We'll see. And then companion bundle. So what this is here is getting all of the companions. You get the science fiction companion, superheroes companion, horror companion, fantasy companion, as well. It looks like all the art type boxes, or no? Hardcover, yeah. It's all the the action decks, pawn sets, so pretty much everything you can think of that's coming with all those other companions, all in one set, which makes sense for $450. And then I'm going to assume that's it. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and go back to the campaign and let's see like what kind of things are in this companion. Looking over the chat though, I want to see how you guys are all doing. I hope you're all doing well. Okay, so Amazing Adventure, Starship Troopers. There was a lot of Starship Troopers being mentioned along the Twitter feeds. Let's see here. Sean says, soon I can build my alien cyborg that fell into a vat with strange chemicals and got bit by a radioactive werewolf, thus becoming a micro star wolf. I think that's a reference to something I'm not getting, and I apologize. I'm realizing there's a lot of cultural references lately that I'm just not understanding. But that does make me think about other cyborgs from other games that I've played in that I have really enjoyed. So let's see. Slipstream was my first dip into Savage Worlds. Sci-Fi U. My first dip into Savage Worlds was the last Parsec. So I got the book, the Sci-Fi Companion, which I have my old Sci-Fi Companion right here. Still really small. I hope. Oh yeah. Let's see. Hopefully there's a page count in here somewhere. But I got that in the last Parsec, and one of the best games of RPG I've ever played. Just amazing players too, so that definitely helped. All right. So, Science Fiction Companion allows you to emulate any sci-fi world. Now, this wasn't the questions I had before. Was what defines a sci-fi world? Well, let's see here. We got new ancestries. Cool. That's what I want. Starships and space travel. It should be a necessary thing. Air, land, and sea gear or vehicles. Okay. Giant war walker. So mechs, essentially. That's what we kind of expected there. Cyberware. Awesome. Robots. Exploration gear. I don't remember there being much exploration gear in here, but maybe I'm just not remembering right. The ones I'm seeing here, though, I think that's super interesting is we got net running. So thinking of net runner, thinking of hacking. I think there was some hacking skills in here, but I think that I know people always complain about the hacking skills in Savage Worlds. No, Carl at Tabletop Tango said he went through a lot of different hacking systems before he found one he really liked. So hopefully this will be a good one as well. It's new arcane backgrounds, setting rules. I love setting rules. I love reading through a book and finding setting rules. The Hamster of Doom says his first game was Stargate? Hamster of Doom? Your first sci-fi game was Stargate? If that's accurate, if I'm understanding you correctly, if it was a Savage Worlds Stargate, I need the resource book. Because I really thought about getting the Stargate RPG book that came out. I think it was like last year, maybe 2 years ago. But it wasn't really. It was in its own system. Probably based on some other system, but I didn't really look into it that much. But I would love to play Stargate in Savage Worlds. I've been trying to think about how to do it for a while. I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into it, but I feel like it'd be quite fun, especially if you get all the emulator. Or not emulators, but generators from this book to create worlds. If it's in there, we'll see about that. First Savage Worlds game, yeah, it was fan-made. So, hey, fan-made. There's some amazing fan-made stuff for Savage Worlds. I've seen Savage Borderlands. There's a Savage Eberron book. There's the Savage Star Wars stuff, and the Savage Star Wars book is like, I think it's like 300 pages. Christopher just messaged me. The guy who kind of runs things there just talked about it recently, or said something to me about it. I know they've been waiting for this book to do things, so that's super exciting. So yeah, fan games for stuff like that does not bother me. Okay, so sorry, back over to here. Setting rules. I'm excited for setting rules. Help you run everything from space opera to the hardest sci-fi. Okay, and that was kind of the questions we asked too. Is like, is it going to be? Are we looking at just hard sci-fi? Are we looking at soft sci-fi? Are we looking at space opera, which is basically what Star Wars would technically count as space opera, or I think people have called that. I don't know if it technically is called that, but people call it a space opera. And a menagerie of strange alien creatures to befriend or fight, including Xenos, evil empires. Ooh, evil empires. I like that idea. And fellow travelers. Okay, new to Savage Worlds. I am not. I'm not new to Savage Worlds. If you're new to Savage Worlds, go take a look at the test drive rules for a Deadlands game. Check those out. But for those of us who have been around the block and we know a thing or two about Savage Worlds, keep going. So what's inside? New character ancestries. I'm curious to know, and I'm looking forward to finding out if there's going to be different ones than the ones that are in this book. There are some good ancestries in here, but I'm hoping that there's additional options, and I'm hoping that they add some additional racial attributes, kind of like they have here. What we've seen in the horror companion and in the fantasy companion, where we have new options to give characters and ancestries we want to create on our own. Pre-made suits of power armor, starships, and vehicles of all sorts, but they're also customizable. Always want to get some customizable stuff there. You can make anything from the Mercury capsule to the world-wrecking behemoths. Okay. Pages of new and updated gear to run at dystopian streets or exotic planets. Okay, so I feel like when you hear dystopian streets, I definitely think it's not really dystopian, but I don't know. I feel like they definitely have enough stuff in here to really kind of push into that cyberpunk setting. I feel like there was enough in here to do cyberpunk, but I think that's one of the areas that definitely needed improving in the new Sci-Fi Companion is more stuff geared towards cyberpunk. What do you like about skunks? Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Cursey Egg, thank you so much for looking into that. Fantasy Companion was on Game Changer and raised $150,000. So we are on Kickstarter, which is I think we have to understand there's definitely a lot more presence than the Game Changer did. But so we're still behind on the Fantasy Companion, but that was after the whole entire kit and caboodle was all done. And we're not far back. We're not far behind. And I still haven't backed it yet. So, just because I don't want to go through the payment process with you guys on live stream, because that probably is not a good idea. All right, so I should probably remove that banner because that has nothing to do with what's going on right now. I think I skipped something here. An all-new event-based system for quickly and easily running chases, dogfights, and vehicular shootouts. Okay, so I know that chase system in the core rulebook was something they did a lot of time on, and I know that not everyone likes the current chase system. Um, I like it. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's quite fun. And I think it's very cinematic in the way that we've run it before. But I'm always up for trying new things and seeing new things. And I just hope that if it's new, that it's either faster, and let's say for quickly and easily running chases, dogfights, and vehicular shootouts. I know that one of the things that was a problem or people have problems with is dealing with space fights, because you're dealing with 3 dimensions instead of just 2 dimensions. And a much more like, for space combat. So hopefully that does a good job of kind of taking care of those issues, ensuring that we can easily have space fights without too much complication. Oh, it's official Stargate 5e? I didn't think it was did not think that was the case, but interesting. Okay. Well, I thought it was something else. I've learned now. Narrative outpost rules. This is something they're taking from, they first saw it in Superpowers Companion, which was the first companion that we released. And so basically it's going to be a way to create outposts, it looks like, for, it looks like the Heart of Dying Star, Drifting Ruins, or of a Space Hulk, or a Panhandles. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Just something that we definitely wanted to see was some rules for creating space stations or other places where our heroes can or villains can spend time in within a sci-fi setting. Now here we go. Here's some more stuff. New setting rules for everything from net running to starship combat to transhumanism, and a whole new simplified system for handling massive vehicular weapons and vehicle armor we call heavy metal. So that's great to see. I definitely wanted to see some more, like I said, more hacking stuff. That's great. Starship combat, good. All that. This is all just good. Handling massive vehicular weapons and vehicular armor. I don't think I hate the system we have now, so I'm very curious to see how it's different from the current system. Unless it's just like, you have, because currently you have to have a heavy weapon in order to hit certain vehicle or most vehicles and such. So I'm wondering if the fact that these these spaceships are even bigger than those, they need a heavier system for running those. So let's look into that. See what's available there. By the way, I'm realizing that I'm not sure if you guys can see super well. So let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Myself a little bit small. Nope, that's not bigger. Here we go. That's a little bit bigger of the text. You can see me a little bit less. All right. And then brand new arcane backgrounds. I think, was there an arcane background in the Sci-Fi Companion? I can't remember. I think there was. Let's see here. Close combat weapons, personal equipment, new edges. Yeah, I don't remember there being, but I probably feel like there might have been. New armor gear, setting rules, cyberware, power armor, robots, starships, vehicles, walkers. No, I don't think there was. I don't think that in this companion there was any sort of arcane backgrounds, which I think for like psionics would make sense. And even psychically powered weapons. That seems cool. All right, huge bestiary. I think that's also something we want to see a lot of. There is a bestiary in this one. But I think we could always use more examples. I know that Savage Worlds does a great job of giving us ways to make our own creatures easily, but I think a lot of us just like to have that collection of monsters that we can just plug and play with, and we don't have to like do a whole lot of tinkering. We can at least maybe just modify a few things, reskin a few things, and just start. But starting with a base is definitely very helpful. Strange alien artifacts. Yes. I don't think that was at all a thing in this. I think it was in this old one. It was a thing in the last Parsec book. There's a few alien artifacts, I believe, but I don't remember there ever being any sort of anything like that in here. And doing a quick look at the index, I'm not seeing anything, but I could be wrong. So, And then we get down into the this is a booster. They're going to do this anyways, but this is a kind of way for us to kind of jumpstart or kickstart the project and get it going. As far as funding goes for them, being a small publisher, so that's great to see. I'm loving seeing how much backing they've got already. Iconic Adventures. So I'm just reading through here. Those who back the Sci-Fi Bundle print level get a... Oh, sorry. I'm should probably start at the top of this paragraph instead of skipping to the bottom. We've created a set of iconic adventures inspired by some of our favorite genres within sci-fi. These all-new Savage Tales are included as a bonus to the Sci-Fi Digital Bundle and all print levels. Those who back the Sci-Fi Bundle print level get them in a gorgeous, long-lasting printed hardback. Hardback. I'm used to these kind of things coming in softback. The fact that they're in hardback makes me very excited because I much prefer hardbacks to these softbacks. The Captain is Dead. I'm not going to read through all these just because I don't think I want to. Well, I might read through a few of these things because, like, this was written by Donald Shepis. Oh, Mr. J.M. DeFoggy. Inspired by BattleTech. So this one's inspired by Aliens. This one's inspired by BattleTech. Queen's Gambit by John Stevens is inspired by Star Wars. Let's see here. Going Viral is like a... Okay, so Cyberpunk by Brian Reeves. This is probably one I probably want to do because I've been wanting to do something like Star Trek for a while. But this is Chariots of Darkness by Daryl Hayhurst. It's going to be like Star Trek. And Blood from Stone is going to be like Dune and the Expanse by Landauer. Sweet. All right. Delivery. Also, those rewards will be fulfilled by TTRPG. Usually, they'll also send it to you through the Pinnacle website. So you'll get it there on your account as well as through TTRPG. Enlist now for our biggest companion. Okay, so I didn't see a page count anywhere. I might have missed it. Page 200 plus pages. Okay, but it's the biggest one yet. That makes sense. I know they've been doing a lot of work and putting a lot of work into this one. I know that people have been asking for it since Swade first came out, and the reason for them waiting so long is that there are so many rules that they wanted to like jam pack into this book, and to ensure that those rules are being done right, which is what we want. We want them to take all the time in the world they need to make sure that we get good books. But at the same time, I'm super excited that we finally have it. So, looking at the comments here, Devil's Theater says, "Am I the only one hoping for some post-apocalyptic material?" No, you are not. I definitely had someone else mention that on the channel. I think 2 weeks ago when I talked about what I thought I might see. They want to see some post-apocalyptic stuff. And I think we have to kind of understand we're talking about a sci-fi post-apocalyptic versus a horror post-apocalyptic. The horror companion definitely covers like the zombie apocalypse. Although I guess that's technically apocalypse, not post-apocalyptic. Yeah. But I get what you mean. And I could just search for stuff. No, God's the Apocalypse. Which is that's something kind of like that. I didn't see anything that's kind of shouted to me like, yes, that's what it's going to be. I didn't look at the add-ons. That was a mistake. Always look at the add-ons. Pretty much everything you can think of is on here, so that's pretty normal stuff there. Oh. I'm really happy that this time around they've got a really nice design on these covers. And it's consistent across all the companions. My only complaint is that it's not the same general design as the core rulebook. I really wish that the core rulebook had the same design as all the companions. At the same time, it's nice that you have the core rulebook being kind of similar but separate from the companions. But there's this OCD part of me that wishes that all the core rulebooks, the core rulebook and all the companions had the same general design, so that little banner at the bottom would go across to the other. The Hamster Doom says, I look forward to the Star Trek one most of all, but all those writers are absolutely phenomenal. Yes. I recognize every single one of those writers as someone who's written something in the past that I've either read or has won an award for something, or was part of some other thing that I knew that I enjoyed. I don't even know. Like, they're all good writers. But yeah, I think the Star Trek one's the one I look forward to the most, just because that's my brand of sci-fi, I think. So, yeah. Let's see here. Slipstream had a random loot table that included alien artifacts, basically magic items. So here's the thing about Slipstream. If I remember correctly, Savage Worlds Slipstream. You guys are gonna see my Slipstream. I'll pull this up real quick. And let's go ahead and go to, there we go. So we have Slipstream here. This was an older one. I don't even think this was deluxe edition. I want to say this was like, I want to say this was for even like a previous edition named to deluxe. Oh, no, that looks like the one with the newer logo. So maybe that was deluxe edition. And it's got the 1000 code here. So it might have been deluxe or Deluxe Explorers edition. But pass through black holes that dot the stream and you enter the slipstream. A pocket universe shattered by shattered worlds. Shattered worlds. But yeah, so that had a according to Chris Vieg, had a good loot table for alien artifacts. Devil's Theater says, I may have to go pledge on Sidewinder so I can use it and this to make a homebrew Savage Firefly Serenity campaign. I have a hard time believing that no one's done Savage Firefly. Okay. I'm going to put in the chat. There is one article here about doing Firefly and Serenity as a in Savage Worlds. So there might be some resources there for you to kind of kickstart your creation of Savage Firefly. But I also do recommend going to get the Sidewinder stuff. I'm grabbing it. You saw I was working on it. Got distracted by kids. I swear. I'm gonna get this Kickstarter too. So things are looking up for Savage Worlds today. What else we got here? Curse of Yig says it was like Flash Gordon before they had the license. Slipstream. Okay, nice. Says that it was like 30 plus planetoids on the other side of a black hole. It's really fun. So world exploring. That sounds perfect. I didn't see anything here about planet generators. Pages of new and up to gear. I'm messing or examples. I didn't see any planet generators. I hope they are going to have a planet generator in here, but I didn't see anything in here about it. I feel like that'd be a really nice thing to have for like Star Trek or pretty much any spacefaring campaign, just having a way to generate kind of worlds that revolve around either certain things or being habitable or not habitable, all those kind of things. So hopefully we'll see that kind of thing added here as well. I'm not seeing it currently in here, but I hope we get that. Or even if it's like a separate mini book about it, kind of like how we have the vehicles guide is a separate book. Getting a small book like that about doing that section would be good. But I think that's an important enough thing to put into, or some sort of like table generator thing that we could put into the science fiction companion. Yeah. Hamster Doom says, I guarantee they have Savage Worlds is like Rule 34. If it exists, there's a setting for it. Yeah, I mean, the fact that I found years ago Savage Borderlands, I've seen Savage Pokemon, I've seen Savage Fallout. Just like I think I've even seen Savage Looney Tunes. I want to say I've seen that. I'm not positive, but I think I've seen Savage Looney Tunes. There's a lot of options for Savage Worlds out there from fans that create this stuff. Now you're not gonna find these like licensed IPs for sale, which is actually kind of a nice part, is that if you want to find the stuff that people have made for these things, you can find for free somewhere. So you don't need to go buy something. You can just go find the free version of it. But this is one of those things that I've been wrestling with, is that there's just too many games in Savage Worlds alone, let alone other systems, that I've been wanting to play. I want to play mostly Savage Worlds, so I've been mostly focusing on that. But I want to play. I haven't played Deadlands yet. I want to play. I play in Sidewinder. I do a nice normal sci-fi game. That Hellbind game looks great. I hate hearing great things about Han Cluster. I still want to try a Savage Worlds Star Wars game. Just so much. Oh, Savage Eberron. I have the book somewhere around here for that. I want to play that in Savage Worlds because Eberron's just a great setting. So yeah. All right. So does anyone else have any questions about, or any thoughts they want to say or about the Kickstarter? I think this looks. I think overall is what I expected. I don't think there's going to be anything massive here, but I'm looking forward to seeing the actual book and seeing all the stuff that's in that book. So one of the things I still need to do with the other books is I need to go through and do reviews of the Horror Companion, the Fantasy Companion, the Superpowers Companion, and go through that. Hamster Doom, you haven't played Deadlands yet? What are you doing in an hour and a half? Going to sleep. I kind of go to bed at 10 usually, 10 p.m. Eastern time, because I have to get up at like 5:30 to drive an hour to work because I'm silly like that. So not available, but I appreciate the offer, Hamster Doom. I ordered the Kickstarter for Night Train with the whole box for Deadlands, so I will have it and I will play it at some point. And we've been looking through the PDFs and enjoying what I've been seeing. And I am going to be running a Weird West game. It's not technically Deadlands because it's actually I have it right here. The Shadows of the Sacred Hills by Peter Salum. I'm going to be writing this for some new players in March. Super excited about that. It's going to be my wife, my wife, my sister-in-law, my future sister-in-law, and a friend from a mutual friend that we all have from church. So looking forward to kind of playing that game. Let's see here. Expensive it feels. Also know most of the reaching funding levels. So usually they don't do stretch goals. I think that's the case. I can't think of a situation where maybe they have done them in the past, but I know overall they usually don't. Especially for their booster ones. I mean, where's that section about the booster? Oop. Yeah, our Kickstarter boosters are support projects. I'll go and share my screen actually. Add to stage. Our Kickstarter boosters are support projects for our existing lines. They come with booster rewards built in rather than stretch goals. We're definitely going to print these on our own no matter what, and what you want to know up front. So, as far as expensive, I don't think it's that expensive for like the main book. Let me go at the rewards real quick. So the main book gets you this. The adventures PDF, and then the print, these cards here, $60. I think there's definitely maybe I can understand it saying it's expensive. I'll say that. We're talking about a small publisher compared to big people like WotC. But even WotC books are like $50, but it's just that they often go on sale because they are in all these other kind of distributors and stuff. And that's not happening here. We're all the money that we give is going to Pinnacle when we buy it through them and through the Kickstarter. Also, Kickstarter's going to take their slice, but it's all going to go to them. Hamster Doom says, so they do stretch goals for main properties like Deadlands and whatnot, but not for this companion style releases. That's what I was thinking, because I was like, I feel like we see. I remember there being a stretch goal for Holler when I backed Holler way back. Holler back. So I remember I was like, I thought the stretch goals there, but I don't remember being any for the other companions, and that makes sense. Yeah, they don't do it for the kind of like what their core lineup is essentially. Like this is like the core pieces of the product, whereas the IPs that they'll do stretch goals for those ones. So I'm excited. I'm gonna back it. That was going to happen anyways. I wanted to be one of the first people to back it, but I kind of wanted to wait for this live stream to look at it all with you and kind of get my first reaction to it. So yeah, one update already though. Thank you, Earthlings, because we already hit that stretch goal. And there's going to be a live stream on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. My watch is talking to me. Premier Adams says that the Fantasy Companion had goals, but I don't remember it having goals. This is where just me not paying attention as much maybe be not my main thing. Cursey Egg says he was the 31st backer, and Hamster Doom was the 14th, 8 seconds after 10 a.m. I know everybody was waiting for this one. I'm gonna sadly be backer probably by the time I get around to it, like 1500. It's gonna be tonight, but by the time we're done here and I close up shop here, yeah. Basically, did have stretch goals, just more stuff, not KS inclusive. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna pull up the Fantasy Companion Game Changer, because now you all have me curious on what the result was there. Let's see here. All right, let's go ahead and share here. Oh, there was. Yeah, here you go. Stretch goals. Expanded ancestries. Archetype cards. Stretch goals. Yeah. Ribbons. There needs to be ribbons in this book. I am loving having ribbons in these books. I know it seems like this like minor thing, just get a bookmark or something, but there's something that about having the ribbons in these books just makes it feel extra special. So I really hope they put ribbons in the Science Fiction Companion. They put it. I think they've been in all the other ones so far, so I can't imagine them like not doing it in these ones. But I kind of just hope they do. They should. Exclusive. Yeah. Thanks to Kirsty Egg. All right. So I don't know if I have anything else to say about this. I'm just excited to get my hands on it. I have so many different campaigns that I need to run that I don't know when I'll get around to actually doing a sci-fi companion or a science fiction campaign. On top of that, knowing me, I'll probably wait until like they do the last parsec. I think the thing I'm maybe the most excited about is that now that they've done the sci-fi companion, they can start doing all the science fiction settings that they want to doing, like maybe a new Lost Colony. I think they've been talking about doing an updated version of Lost Colony, so Deadlands Lost Colony. I hope they do. I really hope they do a updated last parsec. I'm sure that was it Kirsty Yeg that you were talking about? Yeah, Kirsty Yeg probably wants Slipstream to be redone, or just all those kind of things. Yeah, Premier Adam says riffs. I think I've talked about this before on this stream. I have the riffs books. They're just for deluxe edition, not for Swade, and so I'm just like, I want to get the new books now. But again, I have to add that to the pile of campaigns I need to run. Deadlands, Holler. Need to finish my current Pathfinder game. I want to play in all these other ones. I'm like also branching out into the indie developers, not to say indie developers, but the other third-party developers, not Pinnacle developers, for different games and such. There's just so much beautiful content out there that I don't even know like where to start sometimes. So right now, though, I need to start by finishing my Pathfinder game, and then we'll move on to other things. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me today. I know last time I said I was going to do this week a section on it basically asked the question, is Savage Worlds actually fast when it comes to combat? But then I realized that the science fiction companion was coming out today, so I was going to be like, no, I'm going to talk about that. Like, that's going to be the main thing. So next week, we'll do the news as always, and then we're going to talk about combat, and is combat actually fast in Savage Worlds? And if not, is that a problem? All right, thank you all, and you all have a great night.